Good day, everyone. My name's Eni Owofadeyi. Let's talk about relationship, especially to our youth. The upcoming. Relationship that between a boy and a girl, between a man and a woman, or a lady and a gentleman. Relationship, what are those key words, key core values of relationship that will make it last and longer? At the end of the day, both parties will be happy, dealing with each other in terms of relationship. The first thing is pure love. Love. If you love someone, if you have a relationship with anyone, make sure you love that person. Because if you don't really love that person, if you love that person for maybe for material purpose or for monetary purpose, you will not be able to behave very well. Your behavioral attitude towards that person will be bad because you don't really love him or her. It's only what you want to collect or take from her, make you go into a relationship. So you will not be able to do things right with that person. So pure love, you need to love that person you are going out with. Another thing about relationship is endurance. Endurance because we are not perfect. None of us is perfect. Everybody has one or two things that are wrong about him or her. Then if you know that and you love that person you are going out with, you'll be able to know his or her disadvantages, his or her weak points. And you will be able to help that person at that weak point. If you really love someone, you knowing her weak point, you will not use it against him or her. You only have to correct him or her whenever you want to make that mistake. Then another thing about relationship is responsibilities. Yes, yes, we have to be responsible to each other. As a man, you should know one or two things you need to do. That is your responsibility to do towards the person you're having a relationship with. And also, as a lady, female, you also have a responsibility, to reciprocate the responsibility of that man if he is responsible. You cannot be irresponsible and expect a relationship, to last longer. The other thing is that you need to have a mutual understanding. Mutual understanding. Mutual understanding is, understanding that person for who he or she is. That does not mean you cannot correct him or her, but understanding that person will not make you, go mad whenever he does what you think he should not have done or what you think she should not have done. Mutual understanding for someone is so important. Gradually you can correct that person to be who you really want him or her to be. But you can only do that through love and mutual understanding. Because at times you may have to correct that person repeatedly, before that person gets what you are saying and do exactly what you want him or her to do. You might correct someone today now, and she might have forgotten and still repeat that same thing because that has been an habitual character. But because you want to take that bad character away from him or her, it will take you time, and that is where mutual understanding comes in. Then another thing about relationship is that you have to protect your partner. When I mean protecting your partner is that you don't expose his or her weak side to the outsiders. For instance, if you have a partner, that drinks, you understand. Maybe whenever he drinks, you start, when he gets tipsy, he or she misbehaves in privacy. You don't have to expose that person to the public. You can correct that, gradually within yourself. There's a general saying in Yoruba language that says, "Ilé ẹni láti ń jèkúté onídodo." If you are protecting your partner, does not mean you are encouraging that bad habit. It means you are trying to make that habit private so that it won't get to the public and it won't get escalated. There is one saying in Yoruba that ara ilé ẹni ní ìmọ̀ ní àmòdì wèrè lára kan pè é, which means somebody within your household will know it for your deficiency or your weakness. Do you understand? So to make a relationship last longer, to make it effective, you should have that ability to protect your partner. Not to expose him or her to the general public. And finally, on relationship, you have to know that person's immediate relative and see if you can cope. Because we are Africans. In other parts of the world, like in the West, you can have a relationship with someone without having anything to do with his or her parents. But in Africa here, especially where we belong to here, the parents, the relatives are so important. In Yoruba language they said, ọmọ burúkú ṣe é fẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n àna burúkú ò ṣe é ní. That means you can marry a bad woman for a wife, but it's bad to have a bad in-laws because the in-laws will influence that person and will later influence the children. No, that person is going to get for you. So it's so important to know the kind of house he or she comes from. There are some things that run in people's DNA. You understand that if care is not taken, if you don't take that into consideration at the beginning of that relationship, it might come back to haunt you and make that relationship unsuccessful. There are a lot of things we have to talk about, but in order to save our time, just take those 6 keywords and work on it. Your relationship will be good. Once again, I am Enio Madu. Thank you so much.